Thank you all very much. I used to do this for a living once upon a time. Lectures, corporate training sessions, and all of these every day, almost 3 to 4 days a week at least. Some lecture or the other in some organization or classroom sessions and all of that. And then one day I traded it for a circus. Yeah. And life has been very different ever since because, uh, essentially, I also realize, standing here amidst all of you, is that we do the same things. It's just that I changed my medium. You are also essentially storytellers. You are scripting stories for others, and I do the same, except that our medium has changed. Vikram gave me a few leads in terms of what he expects, probably, in terms of. No, I love that. I told Diana that I'm really, really very happy reading that note, and it also now tells me, now that I've heard about you more, I've been reading about you from her posts, and now that I've heard about you, I now know why that note was there. And so I'll try and follow some bit of it to the extent possible. I'll just let it flow just like that, right? And so what you've built, Diana, without any external backing, takes, it's not a campaign. Campaign is when Vijay Thalapathy wins, in an election. That's a campaign. You do not know what's going to happen tomorrow because soon after he wins, he needs someone's support as well, right? That's not Diana. It's not been a campaign. It's been something which I've observed in everything that has worked. I'm pretty old now, so I've seen a little bit of the world. So whatever I say comes from there. It's just observation and lived experience. So whatever I'm going to be sharing today is all lived experience, nothing else, right? There are no magic words, there is no wisdom, there's nothing, it's just lived experience. So what you've built comes from something which is very non-glamorous, right? And it's extremely underrated. It's consistency. I've seen Diana over the years, and I remember the restless energy that I saw here on stage today is exactly the same what I saw 15 years back, 20 years back. Exactly the same. There were times, and because we used to share the same floor, there were times when we would have to, knock on her cabin door and say that, Diana, please. Right? Restless, right? And that restlessness has, I see, now converted into a beautiful organization like this. And its consistency. In films, it just takes us one moment to define a character, right? Remember the films that you have seen. It takes us often one scene, one moment to define a character. Banda घर से निकलता है, सड़क पे कुत्ता होता है, अपने पॉकेट से एक बिस्किट निकालता है, देता है, एंड ऑडियंस गोस ओ, राइट? हो गया. अब पूरी पिक्चर में हम दिखाएंगे नहीं ये चीज़, लेकिन you formed your opinion about this guy. Oh, what a nice guy, right? In real life, it doesn't happen like that. In real life, it is always about repetition. You have to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. In Bloomingdale for 12 years, right? She had to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. Repetition is extremely difficult. Consistent repetition is even more difficult, right? And repetition is very, very boring. Repetition is very, very non-glamorous. But that is what builds everything on this planet. Anything that has ever been built has been built only by consistent repetition. So Diana, what you've done is something which, so when we go behind the scenes of what has happened, is very non-glamorous. It's extreme level of hard work, right? And what you see is energy. What it translates into is energy. But that's not what has gone behind it. What has gone behind it is consistent repetition. So hats off to you. You wanted me to share, and I therefore see in the brief, in the introduction also, there are two names that you've taken up. One is that of the last Lear, and one is that of Do Duni Char. Before that, I want to name another film, actually, and that really had kind of kick-started what I thought was probably possible. Before that, there's a very interesting thing about the life that I've lived and I've realized, and then when I spoke to a lot of people around who have been very successful, there's a very interesting thing about how decisions have been taken, right? And I asked, so how did you take this decision? How strategic was this decision? How did you take all of that? And in most cases, more so in my life, with almost no or very limited success that I've had, but I've realized one thing that, whenever I took any decision, there was never, I never realized what decision I was taking, whether it was a good decision or a bad decision, right? I was just taking a call based on what felt right, what makes me feel alive. That has always been the test of my decisions, that does it make me feel alive? Yes, it does. Then it must be right. It is very difficult to figure out whether a decision is right or wrong before the decision is taken, right? So you just take it based on one experience, and that is, does it make me feel alive? Yes, it does. So let me take it. Once you take it, it just turns out to be right over a period of time because of how you spent time in that decision, right? So that has always worked. So this one film arrived, right? It came like providence, right? We were not really actively looking at movies. It just arrived at the doorstep, actually, literally so, right? And we took it up, we did it. I told the director that, see, I have no experience in making films. I do not know how to produce a film, but I want to produce it, right? And we just asked him, how much money does it take? So he told me an amount. I went to my boss and I told him, see, there is a film. This is the money that is required. He asked me, Diana would know how that tone is, right? Would you know how to make a film? I said, I don't know how to make a film, but I think I'll do it, right? And just jumped into it. Therein, when I look back now in life, I realize, capability, you recognize that you have capability only when you accept a responsibility. Right? Before that, we don't know that we are capable. How do we know we are capable? We know we are capable when we accept a responsibility. Right? So I just accepted it on myself. In fact, I thrusted it on myself. And I said that I do not know how to make a film. I've never done it in my life. I have had no training, nothing whatsoever. Let me just go and do it and see how it happens. And it so happened that it turned out to be so, right? Everything was beautiful. It happened, it completed in budgets and all of that, and I was delighted. Then we realized, okay, film to ban gayi hai, isko market kaise karenge, right? Another big thing that I've learned in life is that, because I did not know something was impossible, so I tried. If someone had told me, oh, impossible, aisa thodi hota hai, right, then I probably wouldn't have tried. I didn't listen to anyone, followed the conviction, and I said, let me give it a shot. Made a Bengali film. Okay. Let me share the budgets. Then you understand the scale and perspective that we are talking about. 40 lakh rupees. Right? Presentation बना के किसको भेज दिया? Columbia TriStar. Right? This was the audacity. Right? We were young. Did not care much about what they would think or what anyone else would think. Presentation बनाया, भेज दिया. Right? Let's see what happens. What will they do? They will not come and beat me. They will say no. Right? Or they may, if they're impolite, they will not even respond. That's what I expected. Right? Phone aa gaya. Right? There is an India body of Columbia TriStar meeting happening in Chennai. Could you please share the presentation with the Chennai team because they would like to make the presentation at their meeting? I was delighted. I was still not hopeful. I sent it. Right? The presentation happened. The managing director of Columbia TriStar called me, right, and said that we've received your presentation. We like it. Can you show us the film? Have you made the film? It's what? It's a film. They did not believe 40 lakh mein picture ban sakti hai, right? We are talking about maybe 400, 500 crores at that point in time, right? And we made a film in 40 lakhs, right? They didn't, so they said that, is it a picture? Is it a film? Is it a feature-length film and all of that? I said, yes. फिर हम गए, पिक्चर दिखाया. उन दिनों क्या होता था, अभी पिक्चर ड्राइव में आती है. You know, you carry a pen drive or hard disk or something like that. Those days, pictures used to be in trunks, right? A tin trunk, very ugly-looking tin trunk where we used to have these rolls, right? The film positives, right? And there was no one to help me. I had to carry the entire trunk to the Columbia TriStar office in Powai, right? Yeah, that was the thing. Columbia TriStar had its this thing in Powai at that point in time, right? And the managing director said that, can you show us the film? I said, yes, picture to leke aa gaye ho, projector aap kijiye. So it happened, they saw the film, they said, we are distributing it. Damn, we found the story, right? The film wasn't the story. What story would I tell in a 40 lakh film, right? And in so many films that are happening every day, how do I differentiate it? There was nothing to differentiate it. This became the story, and we knew we could milk it, right? And we milked it how, right? Columbia's TriStar acquires a Bengali film. A Hollywood major comes to India and acquires the Bengali film. And it went on and on and on and on, and it became, the story became the star, right? And for an art house film, I'm sure none of us here have seen the film. I have. Diana also hasn't seen the film. Yeah, right? It is an extremely art house cinema, right? Very like only for connoisseurs of art, right? That kind of cinema, that nothing commercial about it. There are no scenes where you get excited about, right? So it's that kind of cinema. I loved it, but that's the kind of cinema, right? And we filled up the theaters with that, right? Only because we felt that nobody told us that it was impossible to get Columbia TriStar. Nobody tried it before. We just happened to give it a shot, and it happened, right? Then I got invitations from around the world, right? Then Rotterdam called us. Rotterdam is a very genuine film festival. So we went there, again carrying the trunk with me, tugging it along, right? I did not have any booking, nothing. There was no money. My boss gave me only $500, right, to market the film there. When I reached there, I realized there are Hollywood biggies, right? Big films, right? All of these are there. Now, how do I market a film in a festival where I do not know a single soul, right? Most of them don't even speak English, right? And I'm going to show them a Bengali film with no budgets and fill up the auditoriums too. What do? It has started snowing there already. I reached there, right? No hotel bookings, no nothing. I did not even know where to live, right? Where to stay. So I found out finally a boat on a canal, right? It's snowing outside, it's chilly, and I was living in a boat, right? Moved around with that print every day because I did not have a place to keep it also. A trunk in Rotterdam where people are moving around in expensive suits and all of that, Hollywood people and all of that. Right? And वो घूम रहा हूँ मैं trunk लेके, right? Then I realized यार कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा, right? Internet नहीं था उन दिनों इतना, right? So I did not even know how Rotterdam was, right? I didn't even know that it would be so cold, right? I knew it would be cold, but I didn't know it would be so cold. Also, you are so taken by this entire thing of going to Rotterdam, you did not care about it. चले जाते हैं देखा जाएगा, right? I carried a dhoti kurta with me. I do not know why, the Bengali in me probably, and because it was a Bengali film, I carried a dhoti kurta. It is snowing outside, right? Temperatures are sub-zero. I'm wearing a dhoti kurta, right? Standing in front of the theater like this, right? You know what happened next? The theater got filled up. Seriously, filled up, packed to the brim, right? Every seat was filled up. Everyone thought, oh, some exotic Indian thing has come. This is how we've always managed to win over the world, the exotic Indian thing, right? I managed to fill up the theater. Seeing me, I saw later on there were other Indian films where they're doing Bharatnatyam and all of that, right? They started doing that. But, it just worked. Again, the same thing, I just thought it's not impossible. Let me give it a shot. What else do I? Also, because I could not I could not use money to buy attention, so I thought, let me use some imagination to buy attention. It has always worked through the entire journey. If there was one thing that happened, it was, how do we use our imagination to buy attention? Right? That's how it has happened. Every film that we have done have been done in very small budgets. We've hardly spent any money in making those films. But we tried to figure out how to make it happen, how to make it very imaginative so that people take a look. The same thing happened. Now I'll come to your story. Do Duni Char. Right. The film happened. How the film happened was also a very interesting story. Went to Rishi Kapoor, he got delighted. He said, okay, done. I'm doing the film. After that, we said, but sir, Neetu ma'am chahiye. Ab pagal hai. Neetu ma'am karegi. Karan Johar ke saath picture kar rahi hai. Right? She's doing these glamorous films and all of that. You think she'll do this? And he had a habit of scolding always. He was extremely delightful as a person. He used to love me like how. But always had this habit of admonishing, डांट देते थे, गाली नहीं देते, डांटते थे हमेशा. तो मना कर दिया उन्होंने फेस पे, नहीं हो सकता. Consistency, right? Repetition, kept going, kept pestering him. Sir, सुन तो लो, एक बार मिलवा तो दो. अरे नहीं हो सकता ऐसा, ऐसा थोड़ी होता है. Yeah, I told you what kind of film she is doing and all of that. Sir, मिलवा दो. Finally, on the day of Diwali, he said, listen, I'll give you a half an hour window, right, before the Diwali puja. Come, tell your story to her, and I'm telling you her response. She will not do it. But because you are, pestering me, so here's your opportunity, take this half an hour. I said, done. मैं और Habib चले गए, the director of the film. We went to their house, and we narrated it to her. And we realized we have one shot, half an hour. Let's give it everything that we have, right? And we did that. Half an hour ended. She said, did he by any chance tell you that I'm not doing this film? I said, yes, सिर्फ ये नहीं बोला, उन्होंने डांटा भी काफी. So go tell him that I'm doing this film, right? And we immediately realized we have a casting coup. Right? Husband and wife, that too Rishi Kapoor and Neetu Kapoor coming together after so many years in lead roles and all of that, it's going to really work. Right? And it worked. It worked, and then Mickey Contractor would do the makeup for Neetu Kapoor. So we have a makeup look test and all of that. हमने Mickey Contractor के जाके बोला कि सर लेकिन एक issue है. It has to be the most non-glamorous look that you've ever done. Right? फिर भड़क गए सब. Right? How is it possible? All that happened. And we kept insisting, नहीं sir, यही करना पड़ेगा. This is the role. And then I remember Rishi Kapoor telling me, यार, मेरी picture शुरू होने से पहले हम लोग जाते थे Switzerland sweater खरीदने. Right? If you remember, you guys have not seen Rishi Kapoor much. I know. Who am I talking to? Yeah, but they would be, bright, beautiful, right? Sweaters, and they would be the best. They would be the ones that you never see in the country, kind of, and, pullovers that he would wear. And you know where we went to buy our clothes for him? Sarojini Nagar market. We said, that's what the role demands. We have to buy it from there, right? So, there was one thing that I kind of later realized, and every time it worked, I have seen. We've been always told, oh, compromise is not a good thing to do and all of that, some of our moral instructions, na, they're so laminated, right? They come in such slogans, na, that they don't connect, right? And I see one man, he just listened to me, he saw the conviction in my eyes, and for me, what I thought he did was compromise. राइट जो बंदा उधर से स्वेटर खरीद के पहनता है वो सरोजिनी नगर का स्वेटर पहन रहा है, वो भी सड़क वाले. And we made sure that we bought it from one roadside vendor, right? And he compromised, and it gave me a huge lesson in life, right? That काफी सारे इंस्ट्रक्शंस जो मॉरल इंस्ट्रक्शंस होते हैं हमारे इतने ब्यूटीफुल स्लोगन्स में आते हैं ना, दिखते हर जगह है, कोई मेटाबोलाइज नहीं करता है उसको. ऑनेस्टी इज द बेस्ट पॉलिसी. हाँ पता है, we've heard it a lot, right? I think there's a huge opportunity here, PR people, right, to kind of redraft these moral instructions in a beautiful way which is palatable to this generation, right? There's a huge opportunity sitting there. Anyways, he compromised, right? He said, okay, we are doing it. So it worked. Now, how do we market this film? Budgets to itne, right? And I had a very beautiful boss, right? Very, very inspiring, full of energy. If you have not seen the energy, you do not know what energy is, right? He's like a live wire, right? No, the boss, right? The man with the ponytail, right? And full of energy, right? But then how do I go and tell him that, isko market kaise karenge? Right? The same problem happened and we realized, and I figured out, यार डिज्नी ने अभी तक इंडिया में कोई पिक्चर नहीं खरीदा है, right? So we go to Walt Disney this time. कोलंबिया ट्राइस्टर हो गया, अभी वॉल्ट डिज्नी के पास जाते हैं, देखते हैं क्या करें. मना ही करेंगे, निकाल देंगे ऑफिस से, और क्या करेंगे. द बेस्ट थिंग वाज द ऑफिस वाज आल्सो हियर इन इंडिया. कोलंबिया ट्राइस्टर को तो मुझे ऑफिस भी पता नहीं था, ऐसी प्रेजेंटेशन भेज दिया ईमेल निकाल के, राइट? तो ऑफिस इज हियर, लोअर परेल. पहुंच जाता हूँ, राइट? रीच द ऑफिस एंड देन मेड ए प्रेजेंटेशन. दे सॉ इट, दे सेड, how much do you think you will sell the film to us for? I knew it had happened, right? And I knew the story after which, right? I knew what can happen. So I kind of negotiated really hard. Now knowing that they want it really hard, so we negotiated and it happened, and that became the story, right? But what was very interesting there was also Disney came in. It was a very difficult client for us, right? How do we make them agree on a lot of things which they did not agree, right? They said that McDonald's का scene है, नहीं हो सकता है. Disney में McDonald's cannot feature, right? We are a differently, structured kind of a company. It has different values and all of that. You cannot have those brands inside, right? Plus there was one or two words which, bordered on being abusive and all of that. They said that no way, it cannot happen. Then we realized we'll have to, because we cannot take off that scene. I don't want to lose that opportunity, right? And we don't want to, give it up either, right? How do we make it happen? I can't tell you, it took us almost 6 months. Yeah, 4.5 months, negotiating with Disney, right, with faceless people. We've never met them, we've never seen them, over emails, right, over phone calls and all of them. We are negotiating with their Burbank office in the US, and we are trying to, push our way through. And I realized one thing that happened there. When you push your way through very honestly, and if you can gain the trust of people, they agree, right? First time ever, Disney agreed that we will have McDonald's in our film, right? No problem. They kept the word. The one or two abuses that we thought, they were not abuses actually, but for them it qualified as an abuse. So they were there. The McDonald's scene was there. Nothing was taken off. The film was released as is, right? So that became a beautiful story for us too, right? And in there I realized one thing: if you remain very honest with the client, We never gave up our position of why we want that scene to be there, right? We never created any different kind of a arc with them in terms of trying to convince them by telling a different story or whatever it is. We remained honest with them that this is what we want and this is why we want it and this is why we feel that there cannot be a better alternative. And we stuck to our guns and they agreed. It took us a little while, but they agreed, right? Random stories I'm telling. Then came the one that you again mentioned, that the same thing happened with the Last Lear, right? We'd made a film in English with Mr. Bachchan. Everyone told us, don't make this film. Why? Because why do you have Amitabh Bachchan, Preeti Zinta, Arjun Rampal, Shefali Shah, right, Divya Datta, all of these people, and the Bengal superstars also, Prasenjit Chatterjee, Jishu Sen Gupta, all of these people. And why are you making it in English? Make it in Hindi, right? Studios gave us offers to make it in Hindi and they will buy it out also. But then we realized, no, this film cannot be made in Hindi. It's an English language film. We have to make it in English. We made it in English, right? We made it in English and I realized again, we'll have to find a story, right? We got into the bad habit of trying to find a story. Right. Also, Diana was sitting next door always, na? Right. So there was always, for everything that we did, we realized there has to be a story, right? And we were looking for a story. I reached out to the Toronto Film Festival director, right? Gave him an ultimatum. You want this movie? उसको पहले घर बुलाया as in office बुलाया, उसको picture दिखाया, right? He saw the movie and he said, nice movie. Now what do you want? I said, you want this movie there? You want Mr. Bachchan to go there, right? You want him to walk the green, they used to have green carpets. They still have green carpets. You want him to walk the green carpet? We'll do the, jing bang, everything. We'll get all the stars, we'll get the limos and all of that. It'll feel like a Hollywood film, right? But only one condition. He said, what? I said, this film has to be the gala premiere of the festival. I said, that's too much to ask. There are big ones also. There are films from Hollywood, there are films from all over the world and all of that. How do you expect us to give it? I said, that's the only condition it can happen, right? Again, the same thing, because no one told us that it's impossible. We went ahead and gave him the ultimatum that this is the only condition in which the film will happen, or else I'm not giving you the film. It took us a little while. He came back saying that, okay, Shubha, how many tickets do you think we'll have to give you, and how many first class and how many business class and how many, all of that. We realized it's happening, right? So then the story happened. The story happened and it became a big one, and then it traveled all around the world, Rome, London, everywhere. Sir Richard Attenborough attended, the screening and all of that. It became a big thing, right? So we built a story. We found a story, we pushed it through, we remained persistent, and it happened, right? Often what happens, we get very intimidated by what someone tells us, right? Oh, it cannot happen. And we come back believing that, of course, it cannot happen. How can it happen? Because it has never happened, right? I think if there is only one thing that I've taken from all of these is that we kind of believe that it can happen, right? Gave it a shot, it always happened. It always turned out to be so. Have there been failures? Of course, many of them, right? So do you fail in the process? Of course you will fail in the process, right? But the trade-off is brilliant, right? You could fail in 3, but then you could also get back with another 3, which are beautiful successes, right? Then came a very strange period where I quit Plan Man, right? And we did not know, and I was like Diana. She went to her living room in the couch, got 3-4 people, pressure cooker ki city baj rahi hai and all of that, right? The same thing happened, right? What do you do? My professor, Dr. J.K. Mitra, he called me. He said, Shubho, there's one thing, these are stories I've never told anyone, Diana. So you'll be seen as a lifer on parole. You understand a lifer? So lifer is someone who is doing a life sentence in a prison, right? And he comes out on parole, right? So he told me the entire world is going to perceive you as a lifer on parole, right? Because you've not just lived with Plan Man for so long, you've also communicated it to the world that you are Plan Man, right? You and Arindam are kind of inseparable and all of that. You lived like sort of, almost at times like brothers and all of that, right? So if that is the case, you'll be seen as a lifer on parole. It's going to be very tough for you. You'll have to figure out something. And I went back to the drawing board. Abhi kare kya fir? Right? Had a chance encounter with the Chief Minister of Meghalaya. I thought there was an opportunity there, right? Pitched a program to them that I was not even capable of doing, right? And this is all because of my wife, Sucheta. She's a brilliant musician. So I went to her and said that, do you think we'll be able to do it, right? She said, kar lenge. I said, हाँ, kar lenge. Right? So we went and gave a very ambitious, the plan was so ambitious that if you are a dynamic leader, and we saw in that man, the Chief Minister, a very dynamic leader, stage में खड़े होके Elvis के गिटार लेके Elvis के गाने वाने गाते हैं, that kind of a guy, right? Very dynamic, beautifully educated and all of that. So went to him and gave him a plan that he cannot put down, because if you put down that plan, it will look like, यार कैसे आदमी हो ऐसे plan को ठुकरा देते हो, right? So it was that ambitious a plan. We said that we are going to be reaching out to 5,000 youth of Meghalaya, right? And we are going to be training them in Indian classical music and Western music, and we are going to get mentors from all over the world, right? And he said, do it. I said, पैसे जितने चाहिए मिल जाएंगे, right? Money is not a problem. How much money do you need? Okay, let me get back, right? Got back with a big sum. I thought थोड़ा डर गया था उस समय. I thought मना कर देंगे तो अच्छा ही बात है, right? So quoted a big figure, big fat one. He looked at the figure. He said, done. Damn, right? Now there is one beautiful thing, and it has always happened in life, but I've kind of realized that, when you accept a responsibility, you realize that you are really capable. All of us are, actually. It's just that we don't accept those responsibilities, and therefore we never get to even feel the capability that we have in us. So we accepted it, right? And we started it. Those 3 years are the best 3 years I've spent in my life. Beautiful 3 years, right? We went around the rolling hills of Meghalaya. It's a beautiful place. If you have not been to Shillong, go there during Christmas. That's the time to go there, right? You have to spend a Christmas in Shillong. It cannot get more beautiful than that, right? In India. The other one is, of course, Park Street in Calcutta, right? Christmas. So anyways, so we went there, we started the thing, and it became such a beautiful program, right? And I realized, oh my goodness, what am I doing with my life? I'm again changing the medium, right? But again finding creative expressions, right? So that is how it has been. Beautiful, journeys. None of them were journeys where there was any plan to a decision. We just jumped into a decision, like you do, right? And then we just made it happen, right? Realized that we can do it, and we did it, just like that. So it's been a beautiful journey, I would say, full of contentment, happiness, and every time it has been just the pursuit of happiness, right, in some way. If we found that there is happiness in this pursuit, followed it. Every time you pursue something meaningful, na thoda rearrangement hona padta hai, right? Like living room mein office kholna padega and all of that. Some adjustments will need to be made, right? Some rearrangements in life will need to be made. Some of the comforts you have to give up and all of that. So every time we had to do it. Even today, I do it, right? To give up comforts if you have to try something new, right? But we did that, and every time it turns out to be a beautiful experience. If the pursuit is happy, then I think it is always very happy, right? It's lovely to see you guys here. Beautiful faces, lovely people, full of energy. And I love the composition of this room, right? I love how skewed it is, right? And it's a beautiful skew, right, in every sense of the way, right? Lovely. And I also see the man, right, sitting there, and it's a lovely feeling that you get. Diana, what a thing you've built. What a beautiful thing you've built. Um, there are too many stories of when you make films. There are only stories, but you have serious things to do here, right? So I will let you be. Thank you so much for inviting me over, and it was really a pleasure talking to you all. Right? If there is anything that you would like to know, you could ask me, or it's absolutely yeah, yeah, sure, yeah, yeah. Oh, okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Shubho sir, for that truly inspiring perspective. The idea of being audacious with your dreams and refusing to believe that anything is impossible is truly something that also stands at the core of PR. We also believe that every story has a possibility, and we view that possibility and build on it. Now I would like to call upon Sanya Jain, a communication professional who is our Delhi practice lead, for a fireside chat with you.
How are you, sir?
Good. Thank you so much.
It was really fascinating sitting there and listening to everything you just said, because I feel that there's so much common in the work that you do and we do. Of course, you do it on a much larger scale and on much bigger canvas. And I want to dig a little deeper into that. So, you've done films like Do Duni Char, The Last Layer, and you've spoken in depth about all of those. So there's a very thin line between, what we do, in the sense that the story that we have in mind, the story that we're preparing, and what actually comes out and to be approved and to be made. So, and I'm sure you've been through a lot of such instances in your life, and you've spoken at length also about that. But what does it take to hold that ground ki nahi, this is what I want to do and this is how I'm going to do it? And you've done it as well. So what it took out of you and how worth it was it? I'd like to know about that.
Totally worth it. Of course, if there's one thing that I've found on this planet, it's happiness, right? And I think contentment is something that if you seek contentment, you will find contentment, right? If you don't seek it, you'll only find problems around the world, right? There's one small little thing that I want to probably go back to. This is a story that I've not shared ever, probably. So I grew up in a village, actually, in my early years, in a mud and straw hut, right? Not a romanticized. Don't get that this is a romanticized version. This is what it was, right? And my duty when it used to rain was to move around with utensils, because the roof was always leaking. So I had to place utensils wherever, and the floor was a mud floor, right? So it cannot get very wet. And some of my happiest memories of life are from there. So that has built what I'm getting to. But you know what the problem was? The problem was I was in the middle of communal riots always, right? Every other day, my birthday is getting celebrated. Suddenly, वहाँ से कुछ चल रहा है, वहाँ से कुछ slogan चल रहा है, right? And houses are getting burnt down, right? I've seen people getting killed in front of my eyes. I've seen riots. I've seen ethnic cleansing happening. Northeast, I was in when it was very, very disturbed at a certain point in time. It still is in Manipur. I was also in Manipur. So, very disturbing, right? But from there, I could have either grown into someone who would be disturbed and would get into that sort of a life, or else I realized that I would never get there, right? Therefore, the people that I have connected with, I've made sure in my life that people who practice everything, any religion, anything, you're all, it's one family, we live together, right? Build yourself as a beautiful human being, because if you build yourself as a beautiful human being, everything will follow, right? You will find happiness finally, right? So I was torn by communal riots. every day houses are getting burned, people are getting killed, everything is happening in front of my eyes. I've grown up seeing all of these. But it changed me surprisingly into another kind of a guy, right? And the only thing that worries me today is that whenever I see riots, I get very anxious. You know, when there are too many people around, not this kind of people. When there are too many people around, I get worried, right? When I see a mob, I get worried. It could be a happy mob too, but, I get worried. So I think, if the foundation also is from an organization, so I'm sure if you are here, the foundation will be nice because I see happiness in the people here, right? If there is happiness, you cannot go wrong, right? And in a world where we are seeing so many different kinds of practices suddenly happening every other day, some big companies, we see scams, this, that, and the other. I think, if there is contentment and happiness, you are seeking it, yeah, सब ठीक ही जाता है फिर, right? So also compromise जो करना पड़ता है कभी-कभी. It's about, I grew up learning and hearing from people that compromise is not a good thing. Then when I grew up even further, I realized compromise is actually a beautiful tact. There are times you need to do it, right? To kind of be very stubborn and say that, whoa, I don't compromise, is not a nice thing, actually. It's a beautiful tact. So it's not about that you do not compromise, right? It's about when you do not compromise, right? I think that defines the moment. When you know you are right, when you know that your advice can shape the narrative wrong. I've seen how wrong narratives tear apart societies. I've lived there. I've grown up there, right? So when stories go wrong, societies get torn apart, right? And you are building stories. You do beautiful jobs, actually, right? So when stories go wrong, societies get torn apart. So if you know where not to compromise, right? If you build that foundation, I think it's kind of, it happens finally. It falls into place. Did it answer the question? Because I think
Partially.
Okay.
Yes. So basically, you've taken a lot of bets in your life, honestly. National award-winning films, the music festivals, international festivals. But I'm sure with the career this long, there would be some moments where, what you had hoped for to land in a certain way, it didn't. So do you think there was a moment in your life, a decision or maybe a movie or anything that taught you more than the wins did?
Oh, yes. So, success is never a true indicator of alignment to anything, right? I've always felt it. Success mostly is incidental. हो जाता है. पता नहीं कैसे होता है. I remember having this one conversation with Prasun Joshi. We were signing him for a film. We had just done Rang De Basanti. That you remember?
Yeah, of course.
Thank God. Right. Finally, I could bring a reference that works. Right?
So we admire Do Duni Char also a lot. At least I do. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So I asked him, so Prasun, blah, blah, all of that, and how did it work, and what was the recipe for success and all of that. He was very candid in his answer. Pata nahi kaise ho gaya. We just wrote it happened. Right? So success is never an indicator, I think, of your right alignment with things, right? Failure necessarily teaches you, right? I think it's a beautiful teacher, right? So did we fail? Yes, of course. I personally failed, right? There was a film that I was doing again with Rishi Kapoor, and it got half done, right? Shot for 30 odd days with a large crew and team and all of that in Chandigarh and all that. Came back, paise khatam ho gaye, right? And just could not raise money, right? Whatever little I had saved and all of that all dried up, right? We went back to almost zero money, right? I did not have, and please don't feel these are romanticized sort of stories, right? Did not have money to buy coffee, right? It was that bad, right? So, but, I realized one thing, that when you worked hard, when you work hard towards something ना, ऐसा भी होता है वो बंद हो जाता है, right? Things stop, they don't happen, or whatever, you go wrong and all of that. But then what it does to you stays forever, right? As long as you are kind of trying to look back and figuring out, okay, I went wrong there, in my life I will not repeat that mistake at least once more, right? So that is what I think every time met with failures, looked back and realized what was the reason we failed. Oh, this is the reason we failed. So this we will not repeat, right? So yes, failed a number of times, but every time failure came back with something beautiful, right? पैसे चले जाते हैं, वो बड़ा मतलब शौक पाल रखा है बहुत एक्सपेंसिव वाला ना, मतलब कुछ भी करो तो पैसे निकल जाते हैं, राइट? तो बहुत एक्सपेंसिव शौक है, मत बनाना पिक्चर प्लीज, कभी भी मत. इफ एनी वन ऑफ यू हियर इज थिंकिंग ऑफ मेकिंग फिल्म्स, डोंट, right? Take my advice. You know, but when you fail, it comes back with a beautiful life lesson, you know, every time. मतलब इसके लिए ज़रूरी नहीं है कि fail करो, but if you do, you know, there's a movie, I can't remember, was it Legends of the Fall or something like that? नहीं देखी होगी तुम लोगों ने, क्या यार, right? Val Kilmer, Michael Douglas, you know, where he says that that you fall is not, you know, don't get disheartened by the fact that you fall. People fall. What is important is how you get up, right? So a dialogue है movie का, right? But at that moment, it kind of gave me goosebumps when I was watching it, because I realized that is what is important, right? You will fall. Everyone will fail. When you fly, right? Please, right? So what I mean was that there will be things which will go wrong, right? But then it's about how you rise from there. Is, you know, you have to consistency. You know, you have to keep flying. That's the only thing that you do.
Yeah, and I love the fact when you said that, you know, capability comes with responsibility.
Absolutely.
So I think that is all what we are also navigating here, because as we grow in our fields, we're becoming more responsible, and that's where we are getting to understand that how capable we are. Like me sitting here with you, I'm doing this for the first time. I didn't know I was capable of doing this.
But you're doing it well.
I'm glad you said that. But so coming back to my question, so there's a difference between making a film and actually building Boundless Black Buck Films as an institution. So what shift in your mindset from, you know, thinking like a creator to actually thinking like a builder?
You know, I wish, so why do we have to often build institutions? Because an institution is a beautiful enabler, right? If let's say Vikram were to practice it all by himself, right? Or Diana was to practice it all by herself, right? You know, it would have given them satisfaction, but the enabling that you guys do to them, they would have missed, right? So institution is a beautiful enabler, right? So why do we often build a kind of an organization and institution? Is because it enables you to do things which you cannot do alone, right? And you only can go till a fly higher. Kitna fly kar loge aap? Thak to jaoge na, right? How much can you fly alone? So you need people and beautiful people like you to enable the entire process. So if there is one reason that you ask me why, it's because of that. And you are all enabling each other actually, in some way or the other, right? So that probably is the reason why you do it. It is a lot of hard work, it's a lot of heartburn, it's a lot of, you know, anxiety, all of that. But when you go back home finally, you feel happy, isn't it? You know, you feel very happy about to be able to do that, right? You feel blessed, right? That it happened with me and through me, right?
You sleep peacefully
Absolutely.
at the end of the day.
हाँ, जब पैसे चले जाते हैं तो थोड़ा मुश्किल होता है. Because when you realize, see, people who build institutions now or organizations, they are, it's very, you know, वो बोलते हैं, line पढ़ा ही होगा आप लोगों ने, it feels very lonely at the top, right? It is very lonely because when, I'm sure when she goes back home, na, if there were 2 retainers that were to not happen or whatever it is, you know that all these people are looking at me tomorrow morning. You know, I need to be also be able to do something for them.
Sure.
Right?
You know, I just want to add to what you said, sir, you
Yes.
know, in terms of failure. I didn't say it when I was standing out there because that video will go to my parents and my in-laws, so I didn't mention it there. But to mention failure, I mean, I may look all energy and happy and, you know, paint a really rosy picture, but during COVID, and some of us know it, I think I've mentioned it during the last AGM, that during COVID, we had pre-COVID, most of our clients were hospitality clients, you know, and COVID mein hospitality to pehle band ho gaya, and there was zero money coming in. There was some money coming in from tech, some money coming here and there, but wasn't sufficient to pay salaries. While we reduced salaries a bit, people, agreed, I still didn't have money, and I was like, I can't shut down because I've come this far, not to just come this far, right? What do I do? And at that point in time, I mortgaged my house, the house that I was living in, the 7 bungalows house. And my husband, you know, he looked at me and he said that, listen, we are living here. Are you sure what you're doing? मैंने कहा, you trust me that the roof over your head will not go. Just trust me and let me do it. And the only house that we had, I mortgaged that so that I was able to pay salaries because people who were working with me were sole breadwinners of their house. They had their EMIs to pay, they had their fees, they had their parents' medical expenses. So मैंने कहा, failure is not an option for me.
Yeah.
You know, at least मेरे घर पे तो खाना आएगा because your salary is there. पर उनके घर पे जो मैं दे रही हूँ वही that brings them food. So let me do it. And he said that, you know, as long as you know what you're doing, you like go and do it. So that's a coffee खरीदने का तो छोड़ दो, मतलब I literally had to, you know, mortgage my house and I paid it off now, like say 2 years back. So that I've seen that. It's not showcased in my LinkedIn posts. It's not showcased in, you know, how we sort of portray ourselves out there. That's the scars that we hold deeply. Like I said, I didn't want my parents to know, so I didn't say it udhar, but
Wow.
But yeah, that also has happened.
Absolutely.
That's a bold move, Diana. Sir, it has been a pleasure speaking with you, and in the interest of time, I just want to ask one last question. So, and that too actually on behalf of everyone here, because we are also storytellers, and we fight every day to, you know, find the right narrative for our clients, for our campaigns, and sometimes internally for our own ideas as well. So what is that one thing that you'll advise us to stop apologizing for? Because honestly, as a PR person, we apologize on a daily basis and a lot. So what is that one thing you would suggest that, no, this is not something you should apologize for?
I feel, you know, I can only talk from my personal lived experience. कुछ ज़्यादा ज्ञानवान नहीं है, but you know, I think truthfulness ना, again वो जो एक moral instruction वाला truthfulness नहीं, वो थोड़ा glossy है, right? It might seem often not very pragmatic, right? So वो जो truthfulness meaning your conviction to what you are saying and you live with it and you stand by it. वो जो एक truthfulness है ना, it always clears a cognitive fog. Because often क्या होता है when stories are all over, right? And stories can get very complicated too. Situations can get very complicated too. So it creates a lot of cognitive fog, right? It's very difficult for often the clients to see through that fog, right? दिखेंगे नहीं ना उनको. उस समय I have felt so in my own personal life. I have always seen, and it always has worked. If I stand with my conviction, right? It always clears out the fog. Always. They have to see the conviction in your eyes. And conviction कब होता है? जब prepared होते हैं लोग. I have to be prepared. ऐसे नहीं कि मेरा मन हुआ तो मैंने वो बोल दिया. Right? I'm prepared. And once I'm prepared and I know this is the right option. So there are 3 options, A, B and C. A is the best. B we can do but it's risky. Right? C करना ही नहीं चाहिए. Right? अगर ऐसा कुछ है, and if I know, and if A is a studied response, And if I stand with it, a client, it often might take a little while. कभी कभी हम क्या करते हैं, just to be in the good books we often give way, right? That is a very short-lived thing, right? You might be in good books for a moment, you might get a compliment for a moment, but next day you will not be in the good books anymore. So I think if you stand with your conviction and a studied conviction, then I think it always works. And which is what, if you go back, honesty is the best policy, right? But वो वो थोड़ा glossy है, you know. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
This has been wonderful. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.